good, y'all, and welcome to my review of the first episode of Uzumaki. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long road to this point, man. As you guys may know, this anime got announced years ago. I want to say Toonami announced this back in 2019 with the release date of 2021, but as you guys know, it got delayed and then it kind of went MIA for a while with like the occasional update we would get about it. Jason would also make the occasional tweet here and there from a bunch of people asking about Uzumaki, that it's still coming, you know, production is going smoothly, it's just taking a while, man. And yeah, you can see why the team at Production IG, which was the studio that made Uzumaki, that's animating this, you can see why they wanted to take their time with this and why it took 5 years of development, man, maybe even longer, because, you know, who knows when they actually started, when they actually, like, truly began, like, pre-production, all that jazz. But regardless of such, man, you can see the 5 years of development in this show from this first episode, man. This show is gotta be one of the best animated shows I have seen this year, man. Like, the art is incredible, man, which that's the first thing. Like, it's probably the closest an anime will ever get to replicating Junji Ito's style. And then the animation itself is incredible. It's very fluid. There is always movement. I'm pretty sure there isn't a single frame in this episode where something wasn't moving in some shape or form, man. It was truly otherworldly, man. Almost uncanny with how fluid the animation is, with like how characters moved and such, man. Which I'm sure was obviously the point because, you know, it's a horror anime. It's supposed to creep you out. As some of you guys know, I reviewed the Junji Ito Collection anime when that aired many years ago, man. I was probably the only person that actually liked it, that really enjoyed that little anime that came out back in 2018. I know there was another Junji Ito Collection, like, short stories anime that dropped on Netflix recently as well. I haven't gotten the chance to watch that yet. Maybe now that we're going to be entering in October, I'll probably finally sit down and watch it, man. But yeah, man, like, I love Junji Ito, man. I've been really a fan of his short stories. You guys know I'm a big horror guy. So obviously I was always, you guys know how excited I was for the Uzumaki anime when it finally got announced, we finally got the release statement, which I know there was also, you guys also might be wondering that about the trailer, because there was one more, there was an official trailer that dropped a few weeks ago, and you guys were going to do a reaction for. I meant to do a reaction for it, but I completely forgot about it, and I didn't remember about that trailer until like I was like right before Toonami started. I was like, oh yeah, shit, there was another Uzumaki trailer that dropped that I had to do a reaction for. I did watch it right before recording this, man, just so I could talk about it for anyone that's curious. But yeah, that trailer was awesome, man. And yeah, man, I think that yeah. And also, one other thing I want to quickly talk about real quick before we jump right into the actual episode itself was the bizarre release schedule for this, man, which I thought was kind of weird because I love Ninja Kamui. All of them have aired with their have all aired on Toonami with the English dub. In the case of Ninja Kamui, they start the block with the dub version, and at the end of the block, they air the Japanese version. Some people want to watch the Japanese version. You know, there you go. So I find it kind of weird that for Uzumaki they decide, you know what, on Toonami we will air the Japanese version and then just throw the dub on HBO Max. Feels kind of weird, man. I don't know. Maybe there's some contractual shit about that, man. Like I said, maybe they'll throw the dub on the block at a later date. But yeah, I thought that was kind of bizarre that they would even though the dub is finished and ready to go, they would still air the Japanese version on TV on Toonami, a block that's known for English dub anime. I don't know. I mean, they've aired subbed anime in the past before, occasionally, man, but like, it feels kind of weird just to air the Japanese version instead of the dub version when you guys already have the dub version done. I don't know. I thought that was a little bizarre, man. I haven't watched the dub of it yet, me personally, yet, man. I was going to watch after I was done reviewing this to go back and see how the dub sounds. But, yeah, man. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough, man. Let's get into the actual episode itself, man, because this was fucking amazing. So we start the episode off with Kiri, who I'm assuming is the protagonist of Uzumaki of this show, man, picking up her friend Shinichi from the train station or whatnot. Now, first of all, man, I have to say, I love the opening for this show, man. Now, this OP is very basic. This definitely is probably the Adult Swim influences of this show, man, which they're the one that's doing it, you know, they can do it. But this one's in your typical anime style OP. It was very simple, where you get the credits, which also we found which is actually how I found out that there's actually a US branch of Production IG, because it says Adult Swim with X Production IG USA. So yeah, production actually got a USA headquarters. I'm assuming it's like Toei's, where I'm assuming it's mostly just like for like promotion and stuff like that, rather than anything from like on the production side. Because the credits still had a bunch of Japanese names, and absolutely everything, all the actual animating and everything was all done in Japan. And the UA team was mostly just as a middleman between them and the Japan team. I'm assuming that's what it was. Production IG USA's role in this anime's production with them and Adult Swim. It's a bit, but simple, man. But it's really cool. The song that was playing here, man, was fantastic. Where you see the credits going in a circular motion, obviously in a spiral, until it eventually reveals title Uzumaki. I thought that was really clever, man, and I thought that was really, really cool how they actually did that. So she picks her up from the train station, man. Once again, man, I have to say, the animation in this show, man, like, when we see the characters walking and stuff, man, the animation crowd, the character acting throughout this entire show, man, is spectacular, man. Like, honestly, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but, like, the animation in the show honestly gives Mappa a run for their money. Now, you could say it's not a fair comparison, considering the show's been in development for, like, 5 years, which you can definitely see the 5 years of work that went into this with how good it looks. But this show was in development for 5 years. Mappa is lucky if they get a month to animate something. You know what I mean? Especially for like Jujutsu Kaisen and whatnot, man. Y'all know how hellish that development cycle was for season 2. So it might not be a fair comparison, man. But everyone is always glazing Mappa for their animation, man. But yeah, but the character acting and everything in this, man, and everything in the animation. In the animation part of the show, man, it's just bro, man. This show just looks so good. But anyway, as they're walking around, Shinichi mentions how, that his father has been dead, that he's been noticing a lot more spirals and whirlwinds popping up recently. He mentions how his dad is ditching work, and he spends his days in his study, just staring. I also kind of like how the subtitles were. I don't know if any of this continues onward in the dub version, but I kind of like some of the alliteration that the show uses in the subtitles, where like he says his spiraling, his spiraling collection of spirals. They usually always try to throw in spirals or something related to spirals throughout this episode, man. And I thought that was a nice little clever alliteration that the script uses throughout the episode. Like I said, I don't know if any of this continues onward with the dub, man, because you got mouth flaps to worry about and all that jazz, man. But I thought that was something I should know. But that was something I definitely wanted to mention because I thought that was really cool how that goes on, man. But yeah, we get this is when we start to see some what I'm assuming are the more iconic shots of Uzumaki. So he talks about his dad's spiral collection and mentions that as he stares, his eyes just start moving, just starts going round and round and round independently of each other. And then Kiri starts to try and mimic it. Once again, the character acting here is sublime, where she's trying to mimic it, but she can't, man. Once again, she looked amazing here, man. The animation looks so good. And then his show tells us another story where the man was furious, and I mean furious, that his miso soup did not have spiral fish cakes in there as well. So the man just goes, he literally grabs his chopsticks and starts stirring it around, stirring the miso soup around until it actually starts to create a whirl. He's like, ah. He mentions and Shinichi mentions that he can't calm down without spirals, and then he even says that even when the man bathes, yes, when the man fucking bathes, he has to create a whirlwind first before finally going into the tub, man. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. This man definitely got some issues, bro. But that is not where it ends right now. Then the alarm sets off there. I'm assuming it's 5 o'clock. I'm assuming this is meant for a curfew. I hate that sound, man. It's blistering. Which, honestly, bro, I meant this in my reaction as well for this episode, because you guys know I promised you guys would also do episode reaction for this as well, which I almost forgot about. It's been a pretty hectic day, man. If you guys want to hear a walkthrough, you guys know that today's been pretty hectic.
I want to show the hidden side of girls. Their impulses. Their urges.
As much as possible. But anyway, as I was saying, but yeah, as I mentioned my reaction there, man, I'm right with you there. Whenever the fire alarm goes, I hated that sound, man. It just pierces your ears, man. It is just a non-pleasant sound to listen to, man. So I'm right there with you, bro. And he talks about the gloomy sea and the sinister lighthouse, and how this class and how everything in this place is just getting under his skin, and how it's actually driving him.
How could I ever be proud
it's
of
making
myself?
me spiral. Like I said, spirals were constantly mentioned. They were either shown throughout the episode, or they were constantly mentioned in the dialogue, which I thought that was kind of cool how they kept, like I said, I like the alliteration here of like throwing in spirals whenever they can. I thought that was a nice little touch there that they added. And so then that's randomly a fucking tornado just appears and just disappears, man. Like I guess the Tasmanian devil got lost on his way to wherever the fuck he's from, and I don't really watch Looney Tunes like that. But regardless of Kitty returns back to her home where Shinichi's dad is there over her house talking to her dad, and the man is once again just waffling about spirals. He's like, yes, there's you, the potter, are embodying the art of the spiral. It is truly the most sublime art form there is. Man is just going off about spirals. He tries to commission her dad to make him a piece, and then when he wants a fucking spiral in the front of it, man, a black one, man. Animation here when we get a close-up on his eyes, man, is absolutely fantastic. I do wonder if some of these parts were CGI. I mean, that's why the animation felt like it was so fluid that it started to get a little uncanny a bit, which I'm sure was the point. But I wonder if that's because they were actually just flipped to CGI for some certain bits, because I remember there were parts of the episode that looked a little bit differently, and I don't know if that was just CGI or just the animation was just that good. But yeah, man, like there's a couple parts that I was wondering if they were actually that was CGI. But either way, man, the animation here is just
everyone can see how talented she is.
Anyway,
I couldn't be more different.
In school where I meet her friend Azumaki, if I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, Azumaki. I think that's how you pronounce it, man. Who is very ethereal. Like this is the kind of woman that you kind of see in like horror manga, horror movies, horror anime, whatever. You get that really beautiful woman in the horror that lures in and seduces people, but you can kind of tell from the outfit that there is something really off with this chick, and you just give her the crease and you want to run the other way. You do not want any of that smoke. That is the energy that Azumaki gives up, and which another one of Junji short stories, man, also comes. Yeah, she's very ethereal. She is very ethereal in her beauty. Anyway, they're talking, and she mentions about, and then she tells a story about the scar that she has on her forehead that is in the shape of a crescent moon. Basically, she was trying to impress this boy she liked. She ended up tripping, falling, busted her head a little bit, and now got that scar. But they end up becoming close friends, and every time she ends up having a crush on someone, they always like her back. So, hey, she's got a good look of the draw, and she's a beautiful woman, so there you go. And she may tell maybe the scar is the reason that makes them attracted to her. So then we come over to Kirie picks up Shinichi from the train station with, of course, a friend. And man, instantly, his spider senses were going off, bro. He was like, hell no! I do not want any of that smoke. And it's like, we're late for something. And just runs off with Kirie. Tells her that she's because he could feel the spiral energy emanating from this woman. And since she is a spiral, stay away from her. So then we cut over to it. When Kitty gets home, her dad tells her that, hey, I finished up the thing that she dad, and he please go deliver it. And she gets over there.
Stupid! Liar! Crazy!
And then we get to the spiral.
Ugly! I hate you, dumb! Go away! She never said anything nice.
The iconic moments from the Uzumaki manga all have looked amazing here, man, from what we saw, both in the trailers as well as from this first episode as well, man. Art animation here was once again spectacular, man, as this shit was hella fucking creepy. So then another guy comes in there lugging this, like, which I'm assuming ended up being the tub we see later on in the episode, over his shoulder, man, which, I mean, that's gotta be mighty heavy having to lug that thing around on your shoulders, bruh. Like, your back must have been destroyed after carrying that thing. But anyway, she runs away. She's running away crying and screaming because, of course, any sane person would run the other way when they see shit that could have putting his tongue into a spiral bag. Freaky shit. And so he comes in there, which I was kind of surprised the delivery guy sees this woman, you know, crying, screaming bloody murder in the opposite direction coming out of the house. He's just like, and it just walks right in down to me like, ah, sir, I have your delivery for you. Like, I feel like anyone else would be like, nope, never mind, nope, fuck this delivery. No, sir. No, sir. And then this man is like hella creepy here too. He's like, he's like, I'm so excited. But anyway, man, we once again meet up with Shinichi and Uzumaki, and she's kind of wondering about how she's kind of surprised that like every guy that she knows always ends up wrapped around her finger except him. So like, why have you rejected me? He's like trying to run away from her. He's talking about the spiral. She said, what are you hiding behind? What are you hiding on your forehead? And he says, oh, you mean my Cress's car? Kiri must have told you about it. Which I'm glad she did, because maybe it'll make you attractive. She reveals it, and it's a spiral! Ooh. Yes, the spiral turned to a spiral. He tells her to get out of town, man. She starts crying, like, why would you say that to me? You know, whole thing while the man runs in the opposite direction, man. Voice editing here, I have to say, was all fantastic for this episode, man. No surprise there from the singers. Definitely curious to see what the dubcast is going to sound whenever I go back and watch this with the dubcast. So then we cut over to a funeral of Shinichi's dad. Yeah, the dude died. And we find out how he died. This is when we probably get to the most iconic moment in Uzumaki. When he turned up the door and see his dad spiraling. I have seen this manga panel hundreds of times over my tenure in the anime community.
Sorry.
And I say this was adapted beautifully, man. Like I said, now as you guys know, I have not read the manga for Uzumaki. I haven't read the manga for any of Junjito's work. I've only seen his works through the animes, which that could tell you why I like the Junjito collection, but I still enjoy that one. Regardless of such, man, yeah, this was yeah, it was creepy as hell, man. It was beautiful. It was perfectly recaptured in the anime, man. Shout out to the animator that worked on this scene in the episode, man. Just great work there, man. Creepy as hell, man, and hella freaky. Also, I gotta say, the music for the show, man, from what we heard in the first episode, is also pretty good as well. I should mention that as well. And then other people, and then like Shinichi's mom and other people in the funeral start freaking out because his cremation smoke had literally turned into a spiral in the sky, and then it started to like descend downward like a spring. Like, you know, you let a spring go and it kind of just goes down and down. Like, that's what it looked like. Almost or like a tornado was forming right there, which I know the tornado would appear later on in the episode, man. This place got some shit with tornadoes, but I don't know why. But anyway, her mom starts freaking the fuck out because she can see his father, her husband, in the smoke of the spirals, and yeah, it was pretty creepy. So she starts having this massive freak out here. The character acting on her freak out, man, was absolutely, once again, fantastic. I know it sounds like a broken record. I sound like I do in the Hero Locker review this week, just constantly praising and singing the praises of the art animation, man, but it bears repeating. This show looks absolutely, incredible, man. But yeah, the smoke looks really creepy, man. Her seiyuu sounded amazing. Her performance was fantastic as she just completely loses her mind. We then have her back with Kire and Azumi, where we find where the tornado shows up, man, which I mentioned before, and then we see that that her scar has straight up turned into like what looks to be like a wormhole on her head, man. Now, obviously, we know where this goes, man. We've all seen the image of what happens to her later on in the series, which we also see her in the series later on in the episode, really. But yeah. So we get that whole thing, and then we get back to her mom freaking out again about spirals because like the nurse has a bun, and that's just sending her, and that's just triggering her. We then have her back to Azumi as we see Okada, definitely not Kazuchika Okada. He's nowhere near as cool as Okada. But we see Okada from class, he comes literally as she's just walking away. This dude comes out of an alley, being like, you know, like, there's different. If you want to confess him coming out of the fucking sometimes just shot in the alleyway. It's not the way to do it. But anyway, this dude has a crush on her. He's trying to get her to she wants to be part of the man. But the dude will not do it. He talked to how like there's something about her that just draws him towards her.
What was that
and,
thing?
You know, he just can't resist it. And then we get to see Kakayama, who I think we can all agree is an ugly bastard in training. This man looks like he is about to star in an NTR hentai, bro. This gotta be one of the ugliest sons of bitches I've ever seen in my life, bro. This dude is ugly, he is creepy as fuck, and he makes me want to run in the opposite direction of him. I do not want to be in the same city as this man. But yeah, we find about him. The teacher talks about how he's late again. Do you know what time period he is? Why are you a soaking wet, man? We found that the term this kid only shows up when it's soaking wet, man, when it's raining, man. And yeah, the dude did not use an umbrella, man. You can hear like the sloshing of his like socks as he starts to walk to his desk a bit later on here, man. But yeah, this dude creepy as fuck. And then we get over to the gym where they're playing a game of volleyball. And the ball like passes right past him, man. And then literally after it hits the floor, that's when he starts to move his hands up to try and hit to block it or like hit it back towards him. He honestly reminds me of the Sloths from Zootopia. If you guys remember the Sloths of the DMV, that's what this dude reminds me. He reminds me of those Sloths. But so yeah, and then like the other kids,
that's how I want my life to be.
The boys' locker room, they're like, bro, they're like, just looking at you pisses me off, man. They don't like it. And he turns like, bro, I can't breathe. And he says like, one of his friends says, so they strip him naked, and they literally just drag him out outside and be like, look everyone, laugh, you know? I'm like, damn, bro. So he turns around, and that's when we find that he has a spiral on his back. So, yeah. We know we're back to the hospital with Shinichi's mom, and whoo, bro, this part of the episode, man, this one probably got me the best. Probably because I haven't seen this part, man, because everything else from Uzumaki I've seen 1,000 times, man, just for people posting the manga panels of it and whatnot, man. But this was hella freaky. So we see Shinichi with Kirie in there, man. They're both wearing hats, or he's wearing a hat, she's wearing a beanie, and they're both wearing gloves. And so he mentions that ever since the funeral, she can't even look at Spiral not breaking down. It triggers a memory of finding her dad, crammed in there. We find out that she shaved her head because she was worried about her hair, and that she even cut off her fucking fingerprints with scissors. Bro, when I saw this in the episode, man, you guys will see this in the reaction. Bro, I was mad cringing here, man. Ooh, this got me good, man. This was just like, you guys know, I'm the kind of guy, I love my gore, man. Gore is my shit. That is my preferred way, my preferred, genre of horror. I love slash movies. Give me gruesome kills. That's what I like. But bro, the thing that always gets me, man, that will have me cringing and running the other way, is fingernails getting removed, man, and definitely also fingerprints getting
suicide
removed,
spot.
man. As I just found out, man. Whew, that was creepy. That was mighty creepy. But anyway, the animation right here was really well good. This was a really nice cut, where he keeps explaining about how it triggers the memory of finding her dad get crammed into that tub. But then he also mentions that her mom feels like he is calling to her, saying, "My love," and we actually get to see the thing zooms in onto where, because the thing with him and the spiral thing is in the background. We see the camera zoom into it to where it becomes the foreground as he looks over to the camera and says, "My love, become one with me in the spiral." It's a really good cut, but also hella freaky as well, man. Seriously. But yeah, man. That was pretty crazy. And then he also mentioned that because that meant he has to cover his hair, he has to also wear gloves so she doesn't see his fingerprints. So then Kirie meets with Azami, and she's like, "Oh, where have you been? I've been looking for you." And then she's like, "Can you look? My right eye can't move." And that's when we finally see, arguably also the most iconic moment, the most iconic panel in Uzumaki, when Azumi reveals and takes her hat off there, and we see her eye being almost swallowed by the wormhole or black hole in her head, man. That is also arguably the most iconic shot in Uzumaki. I'd say it's probably between those two, because those are the ones you always see on Twitter and on t-shirts and everything, man. So, there you go, man. But yeah, creepy as hell, man. Perfectly adapted into the anime, man. Looked absolutely fantastic. And then we see her eye just get swallowed into the wormhole, black hole, whatever you want to call it, man. And yeah, mighty freaky. Kitty starts screaming bloody murder as she just like puts her hat back on and walks away. So then we get back to Shinichi with Okada. Okada managed to convince Shinichi to meet him at this apartment because Azumi wanted to meet with her. He tells her, oh no man, sorry, Kirie's not coming, man. This was the deal I made with her. So she comes out of the shadows all like she's like a fucking creepy stalker villain thing going, like a creepy stalker man. And like the animation right here is we get like the close up to her as she tells the dude to basically fuck off. Like he's like, no, because like she had promised him and like if you do, you'll go on and she'll go on a date with him. But she was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go on a date on you. Fuck off. But the animation looked incredible with a nice close up on her face, man. Before finally revealing before he just like gets angry and be like, you bitch, and like grabs, takes her hat off, man. And we're seeing basically the wormhole has now taken basically the entirety of the top part of her face. The only thing that's left there is her mouth. So, and then man kind of like gets in there a little bit closer, and then just straight up sucks him in completely, man. Like that was pretty freaky. And then after, then you can actually see like her stomach starts to like expand as she's like swallowing way down there. That was pretty freaky. The animation there looked fantastic there as well. So we come back to Kiryu when she finally meets up with Shinichi there. Shinichi is all the way up in some treatment. He is like, I do not want none of that smoke. And so after that, we then get over back to Azumi, where she has now basically been completely consumed by the wormhole and is just sucking herself in there until there is absolutely nothing left. And then we end the episode off by with some narration from Kiryu saying that this is just the beginning of the horrors they are going to witness. Ending the episode off on a snail shell. Now, judging by some of the clips they were showing off for the commercial breaks, when this aired on Toonami, I have a feeling I know what the second episode is going to feature, man, and oh boy, it's going to be freaky. It's going to be some real freaky shit, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you. Also, the ED that was playing there was also really good. I just saw they were playing during the ED. But once again, that was just a credits rolling, man. No crazy animation or nothing, man. Just credits roll with a nice, creepy, atmospheric song in the background. Very simple. But yeah, man, this was a fantastic episode, man. I had a blast watching it, man. I'm excited to check out the next 3 episodes that air, man. Like I said, I'll do my reviews and my reaction for all of them, man.
He doesn't get it.
Those videos coming soon as they come out, man.
Gotcha.
And yeah, man, overall, I give this episode a 9.
So you don't really like this place.
Video, like if you did, subscribe if you do. Follow me on social if you feel like it. Links below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.